Hello guys, so we're back in another C programming tutorial video, and I know I've said it in the last video that today we will be talking about variables, but actually I need to make some kind of introduction, and first we should talk about conversion characters and data types so you can understand it better. So, conversion characters and characters in C. For example, we have special characters, that is \n. We learned it in the last video that this is used to go to new line. Apart from this special character, for example, we have \a. That is a character which will make a sound signal when we run the program. And for example, if we run it now, we don't hear anything because there is no sound signal. If we print \a, obviously you can hear the sound signal. Okay, so those are some special characters, and when we're talking about conversion characters in C, first thing that is really important for you to understand is that numbers in programming and computers are placed, of course, inside of the memory, and there is a different representation of numbers with real numbers, for example, like 2.55. They are called floating point numbers, and they are represented inside of the memory on a different way. And we have whole numbers, which are called integers, and they are represented in the other way, of course. And for example, I will show you in a quick example how to see that these two number types are actually different. So if we want to print out a whole number, we use this conversional character, %d, and we need to put here comma and the number what we want, like for example 13. And if we run this, just a second, I forgot this. Okay, if we run this, actually it will print out whole number 13. I will delete this test too, and this, of course. And usually %d is used for ints. That is a data type used for whole numbers, and usually in most cases it uses 4 bytes for representation of the numbers, 4 bytes. So if we want to check how many bytes does it use, we just print size of int, and this function will count the size, the number of bytes of int, and it will return it here. Okay, so whole number, it should be here right now to make it have sense, and size is okay. So that means that if we have extremely big number, for example like this, if we have extremely big number, that means that it cannot be placed inside of 4 bytes, and then we have mistakes. So that is, for example, as you can see, these two numbers are different. That is because this number was too big for this for 4 bytes. Okay. So if we try to print out, for example, 3.14, we'll get the same problem, because I've said it before, the floating point numbers, those are real numbers with this comma here with decimal places, are represented differently inside of the memory. They're not represented the same as the whole numbers. So that is why we are having a problem. And for a floating point number, we use %f, and look what we have here, floating point number 3.14, and we have a bunch of zeros. Okay, I will explain that why these zeros are here. Every time we use %f like this, we're saying to the program to make 8 places at least for that number. Like we have 1, this dot point is the second place, 3, 4, and 4 zeros, that is 8 places for this number. If we want to change that and lose these zeros, we can use like 0.2, and that means that when you print out a floating point number, use only 2 decimal places. So if we have here more decimal places, if we have here more decimal places like this, it will still use only 2 decimal places. Okay. Right now I will show you something that is often used. Like if we want to print out 2 floating point numbers, %f, the first one will be, I don't know, \n to go to new line, 3.14, and we will use it as a 0.2. Okay, and in the next line we'll write %.2f\n. We'll use a bigger number now, like 159.13. If we run this now, you will see that, just a second, I have a space here, so that is making me a problem. Okay, you will see that these numbers are not like in line, these dots are not in line one. Okay, so to make that look nice, one underneath the other, actually what you need to do is put here like 6 and 6. Okay, so what this means is use 6 places for this number, including the dot, and this says use 2 decimal places for use 2 places for this. Okay, so when we run it now, you can see it, that is really nice, one underneath the other. Okay, so right now I'll show you some other conversion characters. You have it here, like %c. %c is used for char, that is a data type that has 1 byte. This is for strings. Those are, we will learn about strings later. This is for integer, as we said it before. This is for short integer. It's usually half of the size of the integer. So in our case, we'll check this right now. It's not hard. I will do this. Just a moment. I will delete this. I'll printf size, and we will check the sizes of every data type right now. For example, short, size of short. You can use short int or short. It's not a problem. Both these options are okay. You see 2. We have long integer. You can use long int, but usually we use just long. Like size of it, it's 4. Long, size of it, it's 8. Okay, so actually for %f we have float. Size of float is Oh, just a second. Why we have a problem there? Size of float should be my mistake. We still need to use the conversion character for ints, because this function returns an int. So size is 4, double, it should be 8. And these are some special characters. So if we want to write percentage, actually we need to do it 2 times, and then it will print out 1%, as you can see. New line, 1 plays back, sound signal, new screen, it deletes the screen, this black screen, and you will have these conversion characters and special characters down in the description, and you can also find it online. It's not really hard to find. And that should be it for today's video. Like, we've learned about conversion characters and about special characters and about data types. We have, as I said, ints. Let's start with short. We have int, we have long, we have long. We can use always here short int, but usually it's easier to use only short. And for the floating point characters, we have float and double. So that should be it for this video. In the next video, we'll talk a little bit about variables, this time for real, and I will show you how to use these data types to make a variable, because every variable has to have a type. And I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel too. Put the notification bell on as well to be in touch with our new latest videos. We will upload daily, so it would be good for you to put that notification bell on, and see you next time.